Welcome to a Magic the Gathering video with November Lima, and you know what they say, when you don't know what to play, when in doubt, you jund them out. Alright, that's all of the rhyming for today. The deck list I have for you here is a junt, good stuff list. There are some synergies here that I can go through. So we've got a lot of removal. None of it is Heartless Act because I want to synergize with Chevill. So Chevill puts a counter on something, so we cannot use Heartless Act because it's kind of a nombo. But that's kind of our first good card here. Especially great against aggro, so that's why I've got 3 of in the early game with a lot of early removal. And then what I want to point out too is that I do have 1 Valki in here. I like to only run 1, sometimes 2 if I really want to build around it. But in reality, I don't want to run many more because I don't think Valki as a creature is nearly as good. It's annoying, but it's not necessarily good. So I run 1 because if I can cast it as a Tybalt, is even better. Another removal card I want to point out is Witherbloom Command because it's just a really neat removal card. It has several purposes here. So if I've used a Fabled Passage and I am struggling with lands, I can use this, mill some of my deck or my opponent, doesn't really matter, and I can pull a Fabled Passage back out of the graveyard. Also, if I've cycled a Triome and I want to pull it back out of the graveyard to cycle again, I can do that. Also, destroying non-creature, non-land permanents is nice for value 2 or less, like think of Wolf Willow Havens, Maze Mind Tomes, that kind of stuff. It's a removal spell, and it can give me some life if I need it. So, all in all, actually a really useful tool, especially in a 3-color deck where lands might be difficult or important. Pelakka Predation, again, this is typically just a swamp, but sometimes it's really nice to be able to look at the opponent's hand. This is really great against, especially Sultai Ultimatum. Radha here helps me with some land drops. The synergies here I want to point out is mainly, again, this is mainly just a bunch of good stuff. But what I want to point out is Vorinclex here actually works with pretty much all of these cards. Because what Vorinclex does, it doubles the counters that you put loyalty counters or +1/+1 counters. So obviously we got some Planeswalkers here that benefit from those +1/+1 counters. Immersturm Predator gets a counter every time you exile something out of the graveyard with it when it gets tapped. Polukranos obviously enters the battlefield with a ton of counters. And then Ox of Agonas, if you bring that back from the graveyard, it comes with a counter. So Vorinclex actually has a lot of synergy with all of those things. Land base is pretty straightforward. So if I do this, you'll see I run 24 lands. That doesn't seem like a lot, but I also have the Pelakka Predation. And again, the Witherbloom Command can help me bring back a Fabled Passage if I need it. And hopefully with Radha, I'll hit my land drops a little easier. So, sideboard here, nothing too special. I got some Roiling Vortexes for the Sultai Ultimatum matchup. Also, the Tybalt's Trickery. Tybalt's Trickery, to me, it's a wild card for sure, but against Sultai Ultimatum, I'll bring it in. Reason being is if you can counter an Ultimatum spell with this, chances are that their next spell they cast off of the top is not nearly going to be as valuable. So this is kind of that, like, oh snap, I don't have a Vortex on the board, I have nothing else to counter it with, or do to protect myself in this situation, I cast Tybalt Trickery because, you know what, that's still better than having to suffer through the Ultimatum. Garruk is pretty obvious against the Adventure matchup, Skyclave Shades to keep some pressure on. I've got a 3rd Tybalt Trickery here, simply because this new format is kind of jacked up in how you see things. Shredded Sails. Trashing Brontodon is a pretty good one against artifacts and enchantments. I like that better than like a Wilt or something, because it's still a 3/4 body on a 3-drop, which is pretty awesome. And 1 extinction event for the creature matchups. So, that is the deck. Let's just jump into some games. I'm going to go ahead and pronounce my opponent's name as Jim. And I get to play first. That's pretty sweet. And that's a pretty nice opening hand. Garruk is a bit of a expensive one to have in the opening hand, but that's okay. I mean, if you look at this name, I think Jim is a pretty good pronunciation, so we're going to go with that. Keep 7. Yes, please. Let's do it. All right. We want black and green as the opener, so we can start with Chevill. No companion, so maybe this is a creature matchup. Okay, Snow White. That'll be an interesting one for sure. Let's go ahead and put green down for Chevill. Hopefully they don't have an apparition in hand. Curious what they're going to do here. They are conceding. What? Alright. So they are definitely a creature matchup. Conceding against a turn 2 Chevill. Wow, okay. Let's see. I probably want to reduce my curve here. So let's take that out. Garruk is still good. Vorinclex is a little big. They don't really put a lot of counters on. Immersturm, they have really no good answers except for Apparition. Eliminate's good. I'm going to keep all that. Extinction Event, yes please. Caravax, yes please. Let's do Crush the Weak. I probably want to have some enchantment or artifact removal too, so let's take down one Garruk. Alright. Well, I can't believe they conceded against the turn 2 Chevill. I mean, it's still my favorite card. I'm sorry. Chevill is by far my favorite card in Magic the Gathering Standard right now. Such a cool card. Also has the best animation by far. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm curious what my opponent is doing. Snow White. I mean, yeah, Chevill is really hard to get through, but it's not impossible. You have to draw an Apparition. Rydane would be good. Elite Spellbinder that can make some of my removal more expensive. They must have just had a really rough opening hand for something along the lines of a Chevill. But in reality, a lot of decks run a lot of removal. So unless you have a hand that can kind of survive that as being Snow White, you shouldn't have really kept that hand anyway. Maybe they're not Snow White. Maybe it's a Boros Snow or something weird like that. Who knows? Land-wise, I'm not too happy right now, but I can turn to Fire Prophecy, put like Garruk back and get a land drop potentially. Since I'm on the draw, I'll keep. If this would be on the play, I would be a lot more hesitant. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so if we do another turn 2 Chevill, I'm curious if they will concede again. Okay, there's the Magistrate that does absolutely nothing against us. So let's do another turn 2 Chevill and see if they have the Apparition. If they concede again, then Chevill is broken. Okay, they have it this time. Alright, that is fair. Let's go ahead and do this. And I will... Well, do I want a Prophecy right now? I'm actually not too sad about my hand. I can wait to do this to get a 2-drop to... That might be the best way to do it, because then I can bait them into taking out 2 of their creatures. Okay, that's fine. Put it on the Skyclave, maybe? That's a problem. So let's go ahead and... Well, so what do we do here? Selfless Savior kind of messes things up. So I should probably go ahead and put something... I think I can put a land back for now. Let's go ahead and take this out. Let's put you away. Another Fabled. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Put it on the Drannith, because that's the only one that can attack without dying. And I will take 2 damage. Down to 13. Alright, so now... Do I play Garruk or Immersturm? I don't think I want to play the removal just yet, because again, they have the Selfless Savior. Creating 3/3 Beast seems good, but again, it's not going to be able to block the Drannith. Immersturm won't be able to either, but it's start getting bigger, but I'm going to have to attack with it, so it's not very defensive. So I think I need to play the Garruk, at least to be a little bit more on the defensive side. Especially if I can... what land do I want here? I have black and green, green, red. So do I need... I already have double green. Doesn't matter. I think I just need... Double green is the only double mana I run in my deck, so it doesn't really matter. Just want to make sure. I need to think there for a second. Let's go ahead and put another black down. I think it makes sense to play Garruk, so I can be a little bit more defensive. I'm on 13 life, so I don't want to be the aggressor for Immersturm. Immersturm is more for being an aggressor. So I do this, and I only lose 1 loyalty, which is not too bad. This way, if they attack with Drenith, I can double block. They might very well take out my Garruk here. That is unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. If they attack with everything, I'm just going to take something out. I just don't know what it is yet. Interesting. I would imagine they're going to attack Garruk. There we go. Okay, that's actually not bad. I'll be able to take out the Usher. Or take out Self-Savior, depending on what they do. Okay, that's fine. They're going to save their Usher. Which means that they don't have the Self-Savior on the board anymore. Then here I can... plus this. So how do we do this? So if anything, they can put a counter on Usher, which gives it 3 toughness. Which allows me to trade. I wish I had 1 more mana than I do. I think I need to go ahead and play this as a land, because right now a 5th land doesn't do anything for me. Unless I look what their hand is, but there's a really solid chance it's not going to be value 3 or higher, so let's go ahead and play the stats. You can also just eliminate something. But I don't think that makes sense. Let's go ahead and play the Immersturm, hoping they don't have another apparition. Really doesn't matter. So this is probably going to die, this is probably going to die, but it kind of depends on what they do here. If I don't need to trade this, I probably won't. But they are definitely on the upper hand here. Drawn an extinction here would be pretty nice, but I only have 1. I do have a lot of other removal that I wouldn't mind either. Crush the Weak would actually still be really impactful. That would leave only the Drenith on the board. So they are swinging for 6. They do have something in hand. I'm surprised they're not attacking with the Faceless Thing. Okay, so 6 to face or protect Garruk. So do I trade with the Usher? Do I get slightly greedy, go down to 7? That makes sense. That's a better attack. Okay, so I'm going to let Garruk go. I'm going to take this out. Be able to replace it, which is fine. Okay, so there's the Radha. Another Usher. Goodness. Okay. This is pretty sweet. I'll be able to play this and have Eliminate open, so let's go ahead and do that. Be able to make this indestructible if I need to. Let's go ahead and get another land here. I'll probably get another red in case I draw Ox. Did I board Ox out? I don't remember. I think I boarded Ox out. Yeah, I think we're going to keep it like this. Definitely not attacking. I'm going to need that as a blocker. Probably going to put a counter on Radha, and if they do that, I'll respond with the Eliminate. That's a land, so we're going to see Faceless Haven here, which I will use Crashing Bronzedon to block that. Counter on... Very surprised. There we go. That's the one you want. Very good. Thank you. Could have potentially been the better play to take out Luminarch before that trigger, but that is okay. So what do I do here? I'm trying to think. So here I can just trade with the Faceless Haven, which is pretty sweet. But I can also take this out, block here, sacrifice the Bronzodon, give this Indestructible and a +1/+1 counter, which seems better. No. That's the blockers. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Block. Make this indestructible. Sacrificing that. Go ahead and take that out. It'll be 4/4 with indestructible. Faceless Haven dies. Okay, that's good. Definitely needed that. Another Vivien off the top. Do this with reach just in case.
Diversity is our greatest
and
strength.
fast turn. So we are under a lot of pressure here. But the game is not over. Okay. See what they do. Honestly, I would swing all. Yeah, there we go. Past the blockers. So we need to block here and here. Then we take 5. I can also do it the other way around. And then do the same trick again, but I don't think I want to. Well, no, I think this is fine. Going wide here. Woo! Didn't need an Elder Gargaroth or something. If I have like an Elder Gargaroth on top here and I can minus this. Oh, it's a land. How brutal. Alright. That's too bad. Okay, let's try that again. I think Immersturm is more of a offensive creature, and I need to be a little bit more on the defensive. Let's see. I do have some flyers and artifacts, so that makes sense. And let's go ahead and do an Ox in case I want to reload my hand. I liked it much better when they conceded against the turn 2 Chevill, I'm not going to lie. That was just a lot of pressure, and I didn't really get the follow-up removal. I'm not happy with these lands. Cannot play pretty much anything except for my Fire Prophecy. So we're going to mulligan. That is so much worse, but... Okay. No, I need to get rid of my Garruk here. Okay, well at least I can play Bonecrusher Stomp and hope that I draw into more lands. That's not it. Give me a land. Oh, give me a land. Please, oh please, give me a land. Not the right land. It's a land though, so we're going to go ahead and play out Radha so we can potentially get more lands off the top. That's a land, sweet. So that's a black, that'll give me Erebos Intervention or Polukranos. Both of them are great options depending on what they do here. Luminarch, so we're probably going to use the Erebos. So Erebos Intervention is fantastic for Seasoned Hollowblade because it actually plays out great against Selfless Savior. And it's indestructible. No block. 4 damage is a lot, but that is okay right now. So... Okay, so we got Garruk off the top here, which is nice. So now do I Erebos or Polukranos? Polukranos is a solid blocker. It's going to at least give me 2 turns. Which potentially gives me another land so I can gain more life with Erebos. But then if they have the Skyclave, or the Sky Maul, I'm going to take a ton of damage. So I don't think I can take that risk. Also, an Apparition would be disastrous at this point if I play Polukranos. So I'm going to hold off. The only thing I got to be wary of is a... Okay, that's fine. So let's see what they do here. Oh my goodness! A sweeper would be wonderful at this point. Let's see what they do. Okay, so that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. So we will resolve that one. Resolve that one. And sure, resolve that one. That's fine. See what they do. They only attack with that, so we'll take that out. 1, 2, 3. Oop. I have to be careful what they did, because more than one counter and this wouldn't work. See if they do not understand what's happening and if they use the Selfless Savior. Okay, very good. That's a land, so we'll go ahead and play that out. That's pretty good. So here, I think I need to take out some Luminarch Aspirants. So let's do... Well, do I do that or just play the Polukranos? Again, if one of these is Skyclave Apparition, I'm in trouble. So I don't think I can play the Polukranos just yet. Need to get rid of some stuff here. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. They'll probably play the Selfless Savior. That's fine. So we can get rid of this. So at least we're down to only one of them. Next turn I'll be able to take out another one, unless they have another Selfless Savior. Yeah, see? If I would have had Polukranos now, that would have been so bad. I'll still take quite a bit of damage here. So here I can go ahead and take out one of you. And play Garruk. And put a beast on the board.
Guys, respect for nature is always...
Ouch. They were waiting on those Skyclaves, my goodness. So they're probably going to put a counter on that. Swing with just it. Do I chump? I don't. Not yet. I think I need to. Another land. I think now I Polukranos. It's kind of a bummer I can't fight with it yet. So maybe it actually makes more sense to play Bonecrusher. Make him have another Skyclave. Then if I have a land off the top, I can Polukranos and fight. I think that makes more sense. If they attack with a Swole Skyclave, I can just double block it. Now if they have the third Apparition, then I'll play out Polukranos no matter what, because what are the odds? Okay, I'll definitely double block here. Yeah, they don't have a good attack. Probably should have just put it on here and attack with both. Lead Spellbinder. That hurts quite a bit, actually. Then I won't be able to fight with Polukranos either way. So I can take out a Skyclave, put a 4/4 on the board, which seems pretty good. I think that's what I'd do. Kind of a bummer I can't play Polukranos, but let's go ahead and take this out. Get a 4/4 on my side. And stay in the defensive. Lead Spellbinder is a bit of a problem right now. Okay. Down to 7. Need a good answer. That's a good answer. Take this out. Sweet. Another creature on the board. Okay, we're somewhat stabilized. At least for the time being. I would love to have one of my sweepers right now. Take out even. That's fine. Probably just make him discard. Oh, goodness. So now we'll just play Polukranos. They have an Apparition. Again, that's unfortunate, but I cannot really... With the lead Spellbinder making it so much more expensive, I can't really wait. Okay, that's actually not bad, because next turn I'll be able to take it out with Polukranos. Here's what they're doing here. So actually right now I'm not in bad shape. Go ahead and do this. Gonna make him discard again. Probably a land. Yep. Okay. That's another land. Which actually helps, because then I can fight multiple things. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll probably wait for the Luminar trigger before I fight. Definitely want to take out the Elite Spellbinder. That's rude. Okay. Let's see here, what are we doing? Okay, so let's first fight Spellbinder. And then let's fight... Okay. How much do I have in the graveyard? I think I have enough in the graveyard, don't I? 6? Okay. So how many lands do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So I can fight one creature and bring back Polukranos, which is really nice. So I'll fight this so it dies. Then bring it back. If you want to know what my second favorite card in Standard is, this bad boy right here. Chevill and Polukranos, which is also a match made in heaven. Selfless Savior is a bit of an issue, but again, we can get rid of that pretty easily. They still don't have good attacks, though. They know it. Might actually drag out the win here. So let's begin by fighting some things. We'll start with the Selfless Savior. Which it's going to sacrifice. Give that indestructible. You disagree with that. And we stay in the defensive. Alright, we are actually in really good shape now. They don't have anything to protect that Seasoned Hollowblade, so that's just going to die next turn. But I might actually use Polukranos to take out the Skyclave Apparition. Let's go ahead and play you for a green. Put out Thrashing Brontodon. And now I have a decision to make. Because if I use this to take out the Skyclave Apparition, it's down to 1 and I cannot bring it back. Down to 1, I can still take out the Seasoned Hollowblade, though. I only have 1 green land. That's kind of a bummer. Probably should have done that before playing the Thrashing Brontodon. So that was a mistake. Because I could have used this to take out the Skyclave and the Seasoned, and now I cannot. So instead, I think I just take out the Seasoned. No, because... Yeah, no, I take out the Skyclave Apparition. Get a 3-3 in return, so I'll be quite at an advantage. And I think I'm going to do that now. No, let's see if they what they play. Let's see what they do. I'm in a pretty advantageous position right now. Advantageous, I should say. These are the kind of decks and games I love, like grindy matchups that allow me to play anti-creature stuff. Okay, so let's play out another green. At one point, I also need to start winning this game, so let's go ahead and do that. Like, I can't just keep on the defensive until they break through. What kind of response do you have to this? The only bummer is that I can't really do anything against Seasoned Hollowblade right now. What you gonna do? I don't even know what they could have in hand that's a response here. Like, why are they holding priority? Giant Killer. Why would they not use that on Polukranos? Very confused. That makes no sense. Well, I guess I could respond with the trigger. Which I can still do if I... Well, no. That's a bad idea. I can't do that. Okay, so I'll take that out. But that also means that I can actually take out the Seasoned Hollowblade, which is sweet. Alright. And... they can't tap anything yet, so let's just go ahead and swing. Alright. We did damage! For the first time in the game, and we're at game 3. Or for the first time in the match, and we're in game 3. I did damage. Go down to our last basic. Do I just swing? So Giant Killer is going to tap my Thrashing Bronzodon, but then they still don't have any good attacks, so we'll just hold off. Just don't play Skyclave Apparition. That would be annoying. How much do I have in my graveyard? Only 2. So it would be great if I stopped drawing lands now. Oh, that's... Might as well do that. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I still have those 2 tokens, though, so they can't really do much. There we go. So I'll probably -2 at first to get another token on the board. They really don't have good answers to tokens. And then next turn I can start swinging with some trample. Gosh, Giant Killer is annoying. I would not hate some removal for Giant Killer. Okay, rude. Are they both going to swing for Garruk? They are both going to swing for Garruk. How rude. Garruk will still live, though. Oh, no, it won't. How's it down to 2? Oh, after the token, you have to have less than your opponent. Learn to read the cards, people. Yeah, that's fine. So Garruk down.
I've grown tired.
Or it's still even. Actually, I start swinging. Oh, beautiful. Oh my gosh, that makes me happy. So let's swing with all but 1, so I still have a block. Boop, boop. And let's play out the most beautiful creature in the world when you're playing aggro decks. You're gonna tap it, which is fine. Basri Ket of all Planeswalkers. To be fair, I've had that ult against me once and it's super annoying. I didn't lose, because all in all, it's a bad Planeswalker, but it's still cool. Yeah, I don't know why they would have kept this in against me. It's really not that good. So that is indestructible. I'll still jump block, and then next turn I will win. What am I doing? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. I apologize. And this is it. We are going to win with Chevill on the board, because that's the only way to do it. And let's swing all. Boom. 10 life. Chevill did it again! Chevill didn't do anything here. But at least Chevill was on the board every game of the match. Alright. Alright, so again, when in doubt, junned him out. It did the trick. That was a pretty tough match. Mono White Snow is a super powerful aggro deck, hard to deal with, but I think I had the right tools to win those matches. I still don't know what happened in Game 1, but hey, I guess my opponent just didn't have to hand to deal with Chevill, the Bane of Monsters, the coolest card in Standard. Game 2 was tough, ended up losing, and then Game 3 I was able to grind out the win, so I like this deck. I think I'll play around with it a little bit more. This is probably the only card I'm not sure about, but I really need to play against some control decks more to figure out whether or not I like this card. Maybe I'll just switch it out for a Questing Beast. I'm not sure. Rancor is also super sweet, so that's another card that could find a spot here instead of Immersturm. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have some other suggestions to replace some cards with here. I really like this. Yeah, this is my kind of stuff. At the end of every block, I end up in a Jundor and Abzan deck, so There you go. All right. If you enjoyed the video, please like. Don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. It also motivates me to keep going. So just enjoy playing some Magic. I'll put the deck list in the description so you can play this for yourself. And enjoy playing.